Hey, what's up, everybody? Chris here, and it's a special one-on-one. We are live. She is headlining a packed show tonight at the Old Rock House right here in St. Louis. Katie Toupin. What's up, Katie? How are you?
I'm awesome.
Get up on that mic.
Oh,
Act
sorry.
like you know how to use
I'm
that
awesome.
thing. You are awesome. It's so great to have you in St. Louis. I know you just came in from Austin. We're very excited about this. New album coming out June 14th.
Yeah.
Magnetic
less than
Moves.
A week.
Right?
Yeah, very excited.
Is that pretty crazy to think that it's that close? You've probably been working pretty hard on it for a while.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, it was finished like last October, so I'm ready.
You're over all the songs already, and you haven't even got to release it yet.
Yeah.
Let's get plugs in before we do that. So Katie's social media, you're blowing up. You're touring everywhere. I see the growth that's happening around just performances, all that good stuff. Where do people follow you online? Instagram, is that where you want people?
Instagram it's Katie Toupin. My last name is Toupin.
I know a professional hockey player from Edmonton from back in the day with the last name Toupin. Was there a relation?
Yeah, so my grandfather was a professional hockey player.
Who did he play for?
The Oilers, I believe.
Look at you!
I don't know. I don't
Wow.
know exactly.
That's so exciting.
I don't know if that's Googleable, but
Well, we don't need to
he
do
was
that.
a professional hockey player.
Well,
My
that works
family's all
because
Canadian.
you've showed up in St. Louis at a perfect time for hockey.
and
the cup
and the
final
worst
tonight.
time to play a show.
Tickets available, just a few left.
Just a couple.
For Old Rock House. Old Rock House is a badass venue too.
Really?
It's so fun.
I don't know if I don't think I've ever played there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Former band, you toured all over the place. You
Yeah.
never played Old Rock House.
I don't know.
Try
I
to-
didn't look familiar.
Yeah.
So.
Does it all kind of look the same at a certain point after you've toured as much as you have?
Yeah.
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 I'm sure it's very special.
It's very special here.
Tell me about your town's best sandwich shop. Cool. Okay, you have an arch.
But
awesome.
there is something cool about scoping out different places to eat and little things to do, and then getting to come back through and
Yeah. Do you make friends on the road, or is it all just kind
I
of?
have. The
Like
last
once?
time I was in St. Louis, it was a really wild night actually.
Solo
No. Last time with the band.
with the band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know where you played?
There was a
venue?
place called Plush that we played once.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So you're in the building and it was downstairs.
So this is the same place.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. And it didn't jog anything. So that used to be a venue I saw minus the bear there. I guess it would have been 7 years ago, 6 years ago.
Okay.
Was that when you played?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It would have
something
came
like
through.
that.
That's wild. Yeah.
Plush.
And you remember it being wild.
Well, just because I don't know, it was funny because it was called Plush.
You were just in Austin at Stubbs.
Yeah.
Last time I was at Stubbs, I saw Motorhead there. Did you put on a performance worthy of Motorhead in Austin?
I think it went pretty well.
Did it go well?
They seemed to like me.
That's good. Austin's an exciting place to play
It was
a
really
show, I'm
cool. It
sure.
was actually a really good day. I got to go to Barton Springs. Do you know about Barton Springs?
Uh-uh.
It's it's a spring, but everybody goes and swims, and there's they've made it into a pool.
It's not the place with the bats, is it?
The bats? No, that's the bridge.
The bridge with the bats?
That's very scary.
It is.
That's very scary.
Carry you away.
Don't go there.
Right. So
I do
Austin
not
went
do
really well.
bats. I have
Yeah.
I had a horror story with bats once.
I gotta hear it.
I was on a speedboat, and I was
Do
in the,
you hang out on boats a lot?
Apparently, they're coming up a lot recently.
There's a boat thing I need to talk to you about
Okay,
also
okay.
that I'm, as a marketer promoter, I love, but I was just curious. Sorry, go ahead.
My mom was not happy about it.
Okay, good.
So I was on the speedboat, and I feel something hit my arm,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, it was a leaf. It was dark outside or whatever, and then I feel something hit my leg, and I was wearing a mini skirt.
How'd it go? How'd it hit your leg? We can get a mic on that.
Yeah, can we get a mic? Yeah. It hit my leg, and then I was like, oh, so this leaf won't go away. And then I was wearing this mini skirt, and then all of a sudden, this bat was up my skirt, flapping around. And it was horrifying.
Horny ass bat?
Horrifying.
What the hell is wrong with that thing?
I don't wish bats death, but
They're kind of cute, yeah. This one sounds amorous, though.
Now I don't trust them. They can't see.
They don't even know. Yeah, right.
They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I've seen that move before. Oh, blind. Was it a skirt? Oh my God, what's happening? Katie, oh. So do you guys still talk? No?
We've parted ways.
You've parted ways?
Yeah.
That seems to happen sometimes. So, okay, so you're in Austin, you're touring, everything's going well, you're here in St. Louis today. I did have to break the news that it's the Stanley Cup Final Game 6 tonight, and I debated about even saying anything to you, but if you guys are looking for some fun tonight, for sure, Old Rock House has TVs in the back room. You can check that out. Pop in. You can watch Haviland. That's the band that's opening for you. You got to be excited to be touring with another great band, right?
Yeah, he's great. He's fantastic.
And then you guys can go hang out. Doors are at 7, show at 8 at Old Rock House. If you're buying records next door to us at Music Record Shop, I know they were doing a couple giveaways as well, so it could be a unique way to enjoy the Blues Game 6 with Katie Toupin.
Or if you just like really don't like hockey.
Yes, there is that.
Then I'm your ticket.
I almost want to call Old Rock House and be like, can we just pause the show till like 10?
Yeah.
And then just a crowd of people.
See, I think
when the Blues win, they come
might
in,
be
your
a
music.
A better idea.
Yeah.
Do
you want to?
We could talk about it.
I'm not your manager,
okay.
but I will need to take a fee if you do sell it out.
And then we could do like a serious like after party situation. Like
I think
this
that could happen.
Should be the like you know.
Right.
How did? Be way better. This is very last minute, but
it is. But I think we can make it work.
Okay.
You seem like somebody who just you can make it work.
Oh, we can make this work.
We can. Tell me about the new album, Magnetic Moves, coming out June 14th.
So
You're welcome for the 1,000 plays I've given you on YouTube Music, by the way.
You.
Yeah.
That equals at least 5 cents.
Not quite. Not quite. I do love when Spotify got started to, and again, if you're agency management or whatever, God bless them if they're in it. But it looked like this thing that was like direct artist, help everybody, blah, blah, blah. Man, those guys aren't paying you anything. The streaming services, and they're all owned by the record labels. And nobody really realized that at first, but it sucks because you have to be on it, right?
The playlists.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like this game is so different. I watched MacGruber last night. You watched MacGruber. You want to talk about MacGruber? The game has changed, but the players are the same. Yeah, this whole music thing is so different now. You know, the playlisting and I'm not on a label right now, and because you don't really. You
are doing a lot.
Because you don't really have to be, but at the same time, the labels control the playlists. So there's it's all just sneaky. Anyway, so I made a record.
You did. Magnetic Moves out. The single Magnetic Moves, fantastic. How would you describe it? You've got so much soul in your voice, but there's like a nice indie feel to it, and I don't know.
Me.
It's just you. It's Toupin.
That's just what I sound like.
She be Toupin. That's how it works.
Yeah, it's I would say it's in that indie wheelhouse, but
yeah, you come from like a folk background though, so there's some notes to that, right?
Yes, but the record's pretty eclectic. You know, there's like, have you heard it yet?
3 songs.
Okay, so you know, there's like soulful stuff, and then there's folky stuff, and there's rock stuff, and there's poppy stuff. You know, there's kind of.
I was really hoping to hear a live version of it today, but I guess you're not.
Well,
you're gonna be too busy.
I really debated
You're gonna be too busy gearing up for your hockey tonight. So. Yeah.
Well, they said this is a podcast, and like I've never heard a podcast with music on it. Is that okay?
It's fun.
Okay.
It is. So next time through, you have to. That's for sure. Get out of here. Tell me about the process of the album. This is actually super, super interesting to me. You come from, so for those of you listening, don't know, you were in a band called Houndmouth, experienced a lot of success with them as part of that. I would call that, Letterman, Conan, all the big music festivals. It's a big deal.
You made it.
You made it. What kind of, as far as the label stuff with that, and then transitioning from being supported as you were at that point to now more of a DIY feel. You do have a team though, and you've got a major release and a major tour happening. Is it just different now, and it's kind of just you call it something different as far as the business goes?
It's crazy, you know. Like so, when I left, I thought there would be somebody. I would have something, but there was nothing. There was nobody, and so I went label-wise, manager-wise, agent-wise, and then I thought, well, at least I could just like reach out and like use this Houndmouth card and like.
Right.
No, like it's been like pulling teeth to sort of assemble.
Well, that's kind of the state of the industry too, where it's
bizarre.
Like, with all those credits that you guys had, it's still like it's not excellent. It's not a chart topper, right?
Yeah.
Like you drew a ton of people out to see you. You played all these big festivals, stuff like that. But
we did have a number one on Billboard.
That was a number one.
Yeah.
Which song was that? Sedona was.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about how that works. That's amazing.
Yeah, something about how many times they play it.
Okay. And your vocals and
I get
keys
these reports
and keys on
now.
that.
I know all about this stuff. It's crazy.
You're all over it.
I used to know nothing, and now I'm like.
You have to if
I'm
you're doing
CEO.
it yourself. Yeah.
Anyways,
So the change, so
the
going
record.
to an independent push.
So I didn't have anybody, and people would say, well, you need to make some music, like that's the first step. And I was like, well, it costs a lot of money to make music.
To do it right,
To do it right. And they're like, well, you need a producer, and producers cost money. And then it's all these chicken and egg situations kept coming up, and it was like, so I would try these songs out with different producers, and they just never really sounded right. It was like
So these demo situations where you're like, hey, I've got this thing. What can you do?
Or just potential starts to records or whatever.
Right.
Just go try a song with so and so.
How many instruments do you play?
I mostly just play guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
you played keys.
Well, I just played pads.
Okay.
I really don't have dexterity. Like I was not. I was very disinterested in playing keyboard. I didn't even try to get good at it.
I did watch. There's a Letterman when you guys played on Letterman, and now that you're saying that, that's kind of like, okay, I see.
I didn't care.
There was a little bit of that. That's funny.
So anyways, what was I talking about? The producer.
You're an independent woman.
So I was doing. I'm an independent woman. I was looking for producers, and the songs just never really turned out right. And then I did this house show tour last October, where fans hosted me, and I had a day off in Austin, and I wanted to record a song, and so a friend recommended a studio, and I showed up, and it was just like the right people and the right space. And
Is that where you did Moroccan Ballroom?
No, this is where I did Magnetic Moves.
Oh, okay, great.
So I recorded a song called The Hills Are Calling on that tour, and I was like, this was so easy. It sounds exactly what I wanted to sound like, and I realized that like I just needed to produce it. And it was just a matter of finding Scott Davis, who ended up playing most of the instruments on the record. But yeah, I knew what I wanted to sound like, and I just decided to stop waiting on somebody to help me.
Too many people don't realize that that's ultimately what you have to do.
You just do everything yourself, and then all of a sudden people want to be on board. It's like, okay.
Do you fight the urge to be like, where were you? Like where?
Totally.
Right.
It's yeah.
Remember when I was trying to get like an opening spot for a band coming through and nobody would return my call? That's a unique part about that, but you can't let the haters get you down, man.
That resentment, yeah.
You can't.
It doesn't help you.
It doesn't, and it doesn't serve you well, even though some people deserve to be treated poorly back, but what are you going to do? So,
Take the high road.
Give me some info on a house show tour.
Well, yeah, so I wanted to tour in a sort of different way, and
inside fans' homes.
Fans just applied, sent me photos.
Applied. Look, I like this. This is smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do a little
hey, I'm
checking
showing up
on
at their house. This could
They're
get
not going to be
creepy.
that bat down in Austin.
Yeah. Exactly.
Doing God knows what.
Oh God.
But it was a good tour.
It was really fun, and it was really interesting, and it was way more personal, and I got to know fans and like hang out with them.
You were eating their food.
And there's no green room. Like you just sit there and like they like
Is there a green room?
Like sleep in their bed waiting for the show.
It should have been the Airbnb sponsored tour.
It should have been. See, where were you?
Again,
we're
going to need to sign something here because I'm giving you a lot of great ideas. So, okay, so that all led to Magnetic Moves. You recorded that down in Austin?
Yeah, I did it in kind of 2 legs. It was just a few weeks.
How many tracks are on the album?
There's 10.
10?
Yeah, just 10.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and so let's put that together, got it mixed, mastered, and here we go.
Right. What are you going to do whenever it blows up?
Well, you just keep going, I guess. I don't know.
Play bigger venues.
Just
what do you want
me
me to say?
Venues, yeah.
You're, again, Rock House tonight. If you guys are tuned in, and you can check out Katie's music online June 14th. Album's dropping. You're from Indiana, Southern Indiana, which you corrected me. I said you're from Indiana, and then you said Southern Indiana by Louisville.
It's basically a suburb of Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville's great. It's a fantastic city. Yeah.
It's good.
What's it like?
Going there Tuesday.
Are you really? Are you playing? Where are you playing?
Headliners.
Headliners. What about Lexington? You doing that too?
I already did it. I did the Brill.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's Lexington outside of school?
Outside of school?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Outside of school time.
Well, it's always weird in
college
like
towns
that.
are weird, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting whenever you go and you're like, is this what the town really is?
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I had the best meal of all of tour in Lexington.
Chicken.
It wasn't. It was like so good. What was it called? You weren't there yet. Middle Fork, I think is what it's called.
Middle
If
Fork?
you're ever in Lexington, Kentucky, you have to go to this
What did
place.
you eat?
Duck.
I have pet ducks.
I love ducks.
And I'm really upset about that.
I know.
I don't have pet
They're
ducks.
so
Duck
cute.
is delicious.
They're
so
so
good.
delicious and they're so cute.
Good for you. Well, I'm happy about Lexington and the duck there. Okay.
Okay, anyways. That was a
Anyway,
tangent.
so you grew up there. You live in Los Angeles now. I always find it interesting when I'm in Los Angeles, the people. How do you enjoy being in? How long have you been in Los Angeles?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Making the move pretty seamlessly?
Yeah, I think so. I spent a year back home after I left the band, and then
In Indiana?
Yeah, I was kind of going back to LA,
Mm-hmm.
and not Indiana. Actually, my whole family lives in Kentucky now.
Okay.
Or my mom does, and my dad actually lives in Argentina. But so I was staying with my mom for like a year in Lexington.
We need to talk about Argentina.
Okay.
Okay.
And so I decided to, I was going back and forth so much, and I had toured so much that I had almost more friends or acquaintances, at least in LA, than I did at home.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
how that happens?
Weird.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of a no-brainer of where I was going to go. And I, did the thing everybody does, which is like immediately get into a 2-year relationship, like the day I moved there. So made for a lot of good content. 2
years, so there's already been a stop.
Songs.
There's already been a stop to that relationship?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So that worked out.
Yeah.
Don't you hate that? We can't get out of our own way, can we?
No, it's great. I need to suffer, I think. No, it was actually a very good thing. It was
Sure.
very good relationship, very healing thing. And I got sober pretty shortly after I moved to LA, which was also just kind of a really great thing. And just needed to kind of get all the poor ducks in a row.
Getting sober, have you felt like that's helped you, I guess, focus more on your music? Did you lose a little piece of creativity, or is it just all positive?
No, honestly, it's all positive.
Yeah. What was your vice? Drinking?
Mostly.
Mostly? What? What?
My mom could be
People have
listening.
problems. I get it. It's good that you get past it. I get it.
Yeah. So it was just not great, and I wasn't like an everyday drinker even. Like it just wasn't good anymore. And so
there's a huge push around sobriety, around mental health, like understanding
it's a big
what
deal.
we do. Yeah.
And then
people like you talking about it is a big deal too.
Yeah.
It makes people connect. Our producer Chris has been sober for like 8 years.
Oh, congratulations.
The stories he has.
That's great.
Whew.
Yeah, we'll talk off camera.
You ever sleep in a park, Katie?
I mean, my rock bottom didn't get that rock bottom, but it was dark.
So a major positive in your life.
It's so positive, and I feel I just couldn't be doing what I'm doing now with the amount of responsibility that I have now, and I wasn't enjoying things. It felt like it had become, drinking or partying or going out, like that was always the treat for getting all the other stuff done. And now all the other stuff is the treat.
Right.
Which makes life so much more enjoyable.
You get to live in the moment. Like,
yeah,
you're like, hey, I'm on stage in front of 2,000 people right now.
This is good enough. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you get to be in the moment.
You appreciate everything so much more, and you have so much more fun. And you remember it all.
Yes.
So it's all very good. I'm very happy.
I feel like I read something about this. Did you do the college thing, or was it just like you kind of grew up on the road touring? Like, how did that go?
Yeah, I started playing music when I was 18.
Okay. So your bio is accurate.
Yeah.
Your father's a blues musician.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's true. And so I was like, Dad, I don't want to go to school. And he's like, that's cool. Like, and I was like, I want you to teach me how to play music. And he's like, all right, let's do that. And so I did that instead of going to school. So I would just like sit
You didn't follow in the skate steps of your grandfather to play?
No, but I was
hockey?
required to wear hockey skates and not figure skates when I was learning how to skate.
Good for you.
It's cooler.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you started playing when you were 18?
Yeah, I started playing when I was 18, and then did coffee shops and all the things that you do.
Right.
And then shortly after, like I'd say when I was 21, we started touring, and I did that up until 3 years ago.
Right. And then now out on the road, sober. Much better experience. I'm sure you're feel a lot better, happier.
You just wake up and you're like, okay, here we go again.
Do you feel like, so not even to get ahead of it though, but do you feel like since you're on this big tour, album's coming out on June 14th, that you kind of have the ability to be like, let's go for another album. Let's work that out immediately.
Well, yes and no. I think that this album isn't even out yet.
I know.
So I'm kind of not really thinking about it too much.
Right.
And then, we're filling out the rest of this year as far as touring. And then next year, the idea is to do more and do festivals. And then in my brain, the next record, I'd record it next winter.
Yeah.
Because that's just kind of how long it takes
Do you get onto the festival circuit, like 6 months in advance, a
It's
year in advance?
insane. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then once you kind of get
everybody's
in
like,
on
why
one.
aren't you playing the festivals this year? I'm like, do you realize like how early you have to submit for these things?
We had a bit of a debacle here in St. Louis where our cherished music festival folded like 2 days before it was going to happen.
Oh my gosh.
Major, yeah, and it was like Robert Plant headlining and all these cool bands. I don't know if you guys ever played it or what in your old band, but it's one of those things that it's such a big part of the industry now. You have to, if you're going upstream, like you're going to have to get in on that circuit, and I'm sure you will, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Do you enjoy
yeah.
festivals? Are they fun?
Yeah.
You've played Bonnaroo, you've played everything, right?
Yeah. Hold on, I have to sneeze.
Damn it!
didn't
I asked
happen.
you not to sneeze.
It didn't happen. Okay.
That's I have one rule. I have one rule.
No.
Don't bring a dog in that'll shit in the studio,
Oh my
and
gosh.
don't sneeze.
Cheeto just pooped like 10 times.
Katie's dog
He
is here
walked
running
around this whole building and was pooping, and I felt so embarrassed. Like immediately
Our
upon,
first,
upon
I was
meeting
like,
Brian.
"Hi, Katie Toupin, big fan." Oh my God, your dog's
There's
everywhere.
just poop everywhere.
We'll have Cheeto say hi in just a minute. But
What were you asking me?
festivals. Are they
Festivals.
so? For festival goers, not a huge. I'm 34 now, so it like kind of got my Warped Tour out back in when I was younger, and I
Yeah.
didn't care to be hot and getting sweated on by everybody. A chill festival is fun. Like if you're just watching whatever, everybody's happy, having a good time. For an artist, enjoyable, not worth the hassle.
No.
A lot of pomp and circumstance. Like what's going on?
Yeah, it just depends, you know.
Yeah.
So like,
Who
you
runs a good
kinda don't-
festival?
You're kind of at the mercy of whatever's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things that can go wrong when you have a 30-minute changeover and
Sure.
things like that. And I get why people want to attend them. You know, you get to see a lot of people for less money and hang out and have a whole
You
experience.
can see
I get it.
Spoon and Snoop Dogg back to back.
Back to back.
Right,
That's a pretty
yeah.
good day.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, I've done my fair share of that, and I look forward to the air-conditioned catering.
Right. Right. Maybe they have a nice duck prepared.
A nice
Yeah.
duck prepared. You know, it's all about the spread. What are they going to give us? No, but it is cool. You know, you do kind of get to make a lot of new fans and make a lot of new friends backstage. And it's always cool.
You can
So-
always kind of see, and I saw a little bit of this too, where it's like you have some bigger acts intermingling with smaller intermediary acts, all that
Yeah.
stuff. You can fly too close to the sun and see somebody that you idolize not in a real good state
Yeah.
too. Like that's always something you get the backstage stories that I wouldn't bust out on the show, but you can definitely get disappointed by some people where they're like, so-and-so is coked out of their mind screaming at everybody, and I don't really like their band so much anymore.
Yeah. You
Like
know
that's-
what festival's really, really wonderful is Newport Folk Festival. Have you
Newport
ever
Folk
have you
Festival?
ever
I
been?
haven't. No.
It's really great. Because
Who would
it's-
headline that?
So, I mean, anybody. I think like Robert Plant's done it,
Okay.
or Jack White did it one year.
Mhm. Is it so it's gotten so big that it's not all folk? It's like it's like the Jazz Festival in New Orleans. It's like Katy Perry headlines
Yeah,
that,
like
right?
it's not a folk festival. Like, sorry, but it's it's
No,
just
I get
not.
it. Yeah.
I mean, it's a sort of like Americana festival.
No, that's great.
Which is great, and but they do have some folk artists too.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about Newport is it sells out before the lineup is announced. So everybody that goes there is just a music fan.
They're there to
And-
enjoy
and-
the experience.
And so
yeah.
like if Jack White headlines it, like it could potentially be all Jack White fans, but it's not. You know, it's just people there. So he's having to kind of win over people the same
That's
way.
exciting because that
which is
means they're
really
just there
cool.
for the experience and they're like
Exactly.
we're having fun
And
no
I
matter
think
what.
it goes from like 11 to like 6 p.m. So like people just sit and watch music, and it's
They're a captive
beautiful,
audience,
It's
yeah.
beautiful, and it's not like a big party thing.
Yeah, again, too. I get it. If you're 20 and having the time of your life in a throwback basketball jersey and screaming at everybody, that's fine. But
Yeah.
at this
What-
point, let's chill and just enjoy ourselves.
And it's
right?
still, but it's still fun. There's late night shows and there's all kinds of stuff to do, and
Mhm.
you know you can. It's just it's hard to. It's one of those things. It's like, I don't know. I've never gone to Burning Man, and I'm one of those people that I'm like, Burning Man, come on.
Yeah.
But like, I bet it's amazing.
Right.
You know, I bet there's just something about Burning Man. It's just so amazing. I need to go experience it. Newport's kind of like that, where you just kind of like go and
Go
like,
and
get-
chill and
then
have a
you'll
good time.
get it.
Yeah, that makes sense. You mentioned it being super Americana, and that's the world that you come from. How about some of the people that are headlining these 2,000-person theaters now that were playing smaller venues than where you're playing tonight? I mean, you see Sturgill Simpson. I mean, he's more like country, I guess. But like even Jason Isbell, Brandy Carlisle.
Brandy's doing so good.
How great is that?
I love that.
Right?
I've been a fan of Brandy Carlisle since the day I started playing.
She's huge.
I would like learn her songs.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, would that be a good career path for you?
Yeah.
Exact same
Brandy,
one?
if you're listening.
Give me the blueprint.
Please give me
Tell me. I want to think about you every time I hear that song. That's amazing. So, but that it is cool though to kind of see those people that you probably toured with, played smaller venues with, really, I feel like
Well, now I'm in a
up, man.
position too where it's like I'm like begging people like, hey, can I open for you? And they opened for me.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Who opened for you that's big that we would know? You
like
think of anybody else top of your head?
Raylan Baxter opened for us a lot.
On fire right now.
He's doing great. It's
Somebody,
awesome.
He's playing a
and
hotel rooftop in like a month here, and
Really?
I was like, how much did you pay him? Because he played a theater last time he was here, and that gets expensive.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's so deserved.
Is it? So you know him personally, and you're like pumped for him blowing up.
He's like the nicest person ever.
Yeah?
I love Raylan.
Any other bands that we could think of that opened for you that are blowing up right now?
Blowing up.
And I say blowing up relatively. I don't even know like what's huge with whomever. It's
Well,
like,
I also feel a little out of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I look at a festival lineup now and I'm like, I don't know anybody. Like, I gotta go like hang out with some people.
Right.
I've been like in my house like writing songs for 3 years, you know?
That's what you have to do though,
Yeah.
right? Put out the.
Yeah, I think that's really it's really funny because it's like I was thinking about it a lot recently, like being part of a scene. Like I think younger kids that are just getting started, they're more interested in being part of the scene than doing their thing.
Yeah.
And you got to go do your thing. And
to
then
be
you
to be a part of
create the scene.
Yeah.
You know what
well,
I mean?
and then especially too with the way social media works and all this stuff, people get really excited. I see it with comedy a lot, just because that's the world we deal with a lot. But everybody's like, I got to get new headshots and I got to have my social media following. I'm like, or you could be funny. That's a great place to start.
Yeah.
Music too, right? Like, 'cause
yeah.
people probably feel like, yeah, I got to get this. need this feel, and it's like, are you happy with those 4 songs that you play? Like, that's got to be. Yeah. It's got to be tough for people at times.
It's one step at a time, you know?
Yeah.
And that stuff does matter. You do need the headshots and you do need the social media things, but not until the first step's done. You know what I mean? You got to be good at what you do first.
Yeah. Did you go, so Louisville, growing up, is that where you would go see shows?
Yeah. I didn't go see a lot of shows. I wasn't and I still don't go see a lot of shows. I mean, I go every now and then and get inspired, but
yeah.
But yeah.
Great scene there.
But so, I think what happened. This is a true story. So I was I think 16, and I went to Bonnaroo, and I didn't play music.
Yeah.
And I was like, just doing the Bonnaroo thing and
being an asshole in the crowd.
Doing that, and I was walking around, and for me, I was walking, and I would see all these people, and I would say, well, I could do that.
Yeah.
But I didn't even play music at the time, which is a really stupid thing to think that
what
I
a
could
narcissist!
Do that.
Oh my God.
I know, right? But then I saw Jack White, and he was with the White Stripes, and I was like, that's not a person. I was a mile away from the stage, and he was just larger than life. And
right.
Then, anyways, it was kind of a really pivotal moment for me of like wanting to be a musician and seeing all these people and being like, I think I can do that.
If you make a movie, is that like a pivotal point in the movie for your career? Like if it's one of these Netflix in-depth looks at Katie Toupin, is that like, and that's when it clicked? Like Jack White.
It kind of was. It
that's
was like,
awesome
and then
to
I was
have
like,
that moment.
I was like, I think I can be that good, but I don't know if I can be that good.
Do you know how many people have that moment that haven't ever done shit? That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that. That's like a little stop along the way.
Yeah. It was just one of the.
Who better to like. Because then you could have, like, I don't know what year it was, but, like, think of a shitty band that had, like, a radio hit that year that you're like, when I saw Fuel up on stage, it's this thing that just, and no offense to Fuel or Fuel fan, but, like, it could have been a lot worse. Like, for you to see one of the best who's ever done it, like, that's a really cool thing.
He's just such a good performer.
Have you gotten to play with him before?
I haven't gotten to play with him before, but I did get to meet him, which was cool for me because I was, he was one of those people.
Did you tell him the story?
He wasn't a person. No, I was too shy.
Did you talk to him, or did you?
I did talk to him. He was playing Newport Folk Festival, and I was like, I gotta meet Jack White. Like,
it all goes back to the Newport Folk Festival.
It goes back to Newport Folk Festival, and within 30 minutes, I met him, and I was having a cocktail with him in his green room, and then I was like, all right, Jack White's also a person.
Yeah. And you guys dated.
Dated
for 6 months after.
The curtain was fully opened for me.
Yeah.
Where like you can do anything you want to do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to realize too. And you can't, I mean, maybe you can, but I don't know if you were to tell a young up and coming artist, like, here's my moment, like, you can't tell people that path, right? It just kind of has to happen.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good moment of clarity though.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had a lot of those.
A lot of those.
A lot of those.
So you're doing a great job. Again, Magnetic Moves, June 14th. What else I need to know? I got 2 things I need to talk to you about.
Okay.
Argentina.
Okay.
What's Dad doing in Argentina?
He just
How
lives-
long was he with the SS for the Nazi? Like, who else
How
goes to
does
Argentina?
my Canadian dad that lived in the United States move to Argentina?
Yes.
Um,
And he's a blues musician?
Yeah, he's a
Okay.
really great guitar player.
Yeah.
He used to play in blues, like bar bands and stuff. He was
Yeah.
very, very good.
Gritty.
And
St.
so-
Louis loves blues.
Really? Maybe
Especially
next time
hockey.
I come through, I'll get Dad to come play with me.
He would do that with you?
Yeah, I'd do that.
Wouldn't it
He
be funny
loves
if he was like, I don't know, call me when you're on a bigger tour or something? Your
Like, how
dad
much you
big timed
paying
you. Yeah. What's my rate? Yeah. What am I doing with that? So he moved to Argentina.
Yeah.
Why?
He got a job down there. He runs a shipyard.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
He builds barges.
That's awesome.
All
So
those
wait,
barges you see, like he was at shipyard.
he was part of that? Are there a lot of barge building in
There's not
Louisville?
very many. There's Jeff Boat, which is one of the biggest.
They
biggest
put horses
barge-
on those or what?
They're
How does it
like
work? I'm
coal and stuff.
That's awesome.
Sand, maybe. I'm not sure.
So is Argentina? Have you visited?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple times.
That's the other
many
good
times.
part. Yeah. You just like, I don't care. I'll be down in a minute, Dad.
It's far.
Yeah.
It's very far.
I was gonna say.
Once we land, it's a 3-hour drive.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you drive through mountains?
No, it's like kind of like Ohio. It's like I haven't even got
flew
to
here
go.
for this.
I haven't even got to go see the really pretty parts of Argentina.
Really?
To be honest, no.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
I
Come
know.
on, Dad.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that touring's gonna take me there.
That would be really cool.
We can just decide that. We can just make that happen.
when I help with
We.
the next tour.
Now that you're part of the management.
Part of the team. That's how it works. You've got a marketing push for a sold out show. I need to talk to you about that. You're on a boat. What's the?
I don't know.
Can we talk about this?
I just said that, and that's.
Was that you that made the post?
Yeah.
So for those of you listening that don't know, Katie, I follow her social media stuff. All of a sudden pops up in a 2-piece bikini on a boat and says, "Hey creeps, guess what? I've got a reward for you," or something of the sorts. You
An
said
incentive.
the next.
I'm
You
glad
said-
that you think it's funny.
I thought it was hilarious because part of me was like, so you get these, and I was like, that's funny and
Like, I
probably will work. But it's also like, but there is the payoff part where you play, I don't know, pop stars do it every night, right?
Who gives a shit?
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
like,
I just thought it was hilarious
I
that you
think
called
it's
the people
very
creeps
funny.
that would be responsible
And
to come see you.
they were totally on board.
Is it
they
mostly
came out.
dudes that come out for that show?
That hasn't happened yet. We
Oh.
haven't had the sold out show yet.
Okay. Well,
And I don't know if
St.
I'm
Louis
actually
might
gonna
happen
do
tonight.
it. I don't have to do it if I don't want to do it.
That's true.
But because it was really just something I said, and I was like, that's funny.
Somewhere in Austin,
And then-
Texas, there's a
and then
bat
I'm
on a
getting
computer saying, please sell out.
I'm getting texts from my mom like, people are really upset that you posted that, and I was like,
You're like,
I
Mom, I could have a premium
I was-
Snapchat, so be careful.
I'm also like, people need to find other things to be mad about.
Agreed, because at the end of the day, it's a swimsuit that
I'm in a swimsuit. I
Right.
wear them all the time.
you do swim.
I do swim.
Right. So either way, so if you're in one of the cities that's up for it, you can see Katie in a swimsuit.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you call them creeps? Are you trying to get a certain type of person?
I've
out for this show?
actually tried to actively avoid that demographic, but
I was gonna say that would be
but
the
I
other
just-
part
I
because
know, I
did you
know.
get 700 DMs as soon as you put that up?
I don't know. I don't look at my
More like-
DMs.
Do you just ignore it? You
There's
have
still-
to, right?
There's a lot.
Does it get a little
I
weird?
try to look at some of them, especially if there's women. I'd like to respond to women because I'm all about empowering women.
Okay.
But dudes, I don't feel like are after the same thing.
Songwriting advice.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I got a message the other day. It was like, hey, when you come through town, I have a studio. Maybe we could. What did he say?
Okay,
Allie?
first of all, we said we wouldn't talk about this on the air. I was a little drunk when I sent that. I'm so
You did.
sorry.
He said it was Chillin Jam.
I'm sorry?
Chill and Jam.
Oh, and
which
you
is-
were like
which
Netflix
is,
and
it's
yeah.
Netflix and chill. Like that's what he's wanting.
Immediate D pick right
yeah,
after that.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Come over and chill and
Chillin'
jam.
Jam. You should make a song called Chillin' Jam.
Like-
Again, I'm taking creative lead on that for whatever my role is in the new Katie Toupin team.
Yeah, you got
cool.
it. Well,
Congrats on Chillin Jam.
Chillin Jam. Okay, next hot single.
I'm really excited about that for you. Again, Magnetic Moves out on the 14th. That's 2 days after my birthday, so thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I did that for you.
Thank you. I know. Yeah. It was one of those things that kind of worked out, right?
Well, no, I planned it.
You did? That's so sweet of you. Wow. It's big. I can't even.
What if that was true and I would like?
What if it was you or the weirdo?
What if I was like stalking you? I was the creep.
You're like.
I was a creep.
You brought something up from like on the show from 2 years ago. I'm like, how do you?
It's like some Black Mirror stuff or something.
Yeah, it would, because there's in no world ever besides Black Mirror are you creeping into these DMs. So I do want to salute you because you are in LA and maybe you've got a future in screenwriting or acting or something too. Because that kind of thought process, I like. Thanks. It's very impressive.
Yeah, it's something that I'm interested in doing.
Are you really?
I'm dipping my toes a little bit into doing.
Do you feel like you have the chops for that?
Well, we'll see.
I mean, what if Tom Cruise is like, I'm going to be an Americana singer tomorrow?
Well, people are doing it.
That's true.
Dennis Quaid is a buddy of mine. And
Kiefer Sutherland played the venue you're playing a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You know, it's like this guy, you can do anything you want to do. And it's like, it's harder, I think, for actors to be taken seriously as musicians. Mm-hmm. But musicians, I think, oftentimes move into acting pretty easily.
Name one Oscar-winning film. Just give me one Oscar-winning film in the last year that would prove that point.
I don't know.
Oh, come on, the Lady Gaga.
Oh, Lady Gaga.
I was like, that's the best example ever to support your points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of works. You know, it works. And then I think that so many people think they have to stay in their box, you know, and you don't have to do that.
Right.
Who's doing that? You're the one doing that. You're keeping yourself in a box.
That's good advice. I like that. That's empowering to men and women.
There we go.
Great work.
I'm gonna do an inspirational speaking tour next.
I think you should. Yeah. I'll book that too. Okay. Katie, you're
Will you
amazing.
Not book it when the Stanley Cup's happening? Please.
This is one of these things where you're going to be too big the next time you come through, and people are going to be pissed that the Blues were about to win the Stanley Cup and they missed you. Yeah. It's going to be a more expensive ticket, but management will benefit from that. So I'm personally excited. So good to have you in St. Louis.
Thank you.
I could talk to you for another 2 hours, but I'll spare you.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
This is going well.
It is. See this?
Easy.
Thing? DM
I get a
watcher.
DM later.
Yikes. Look out. Okay. Check out Katie on tour. Be sure to buy the album on the 14th, my album that she made just for me. It's called Magnetic Moves. You can find it everywhere, really, right? YouTube, everything else. No DMs. Support the swimsuit challenge. And
don't take it so seriously.
And keep working it the way you're working it. It's very impressive.
Thank you.
Great work.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on here.
Thanks. See you guys.